What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are doing good. So, y'all, today's video is actually going to be on something that is very near and dear to me. It's very personal. That is about my coming out experience. I posted a video a while back, but I keep forgetting stuff and keep finding stuff I want to add. So, this right here, I'm really just gonna let this be it. Let this be the video. And so, y'all, I come from a very conservative, very Christian, Republican. There's very Southern people in general. They're good people. I love my parents. I couldn't imagine a day going by without talking to my mom. We talk all the time, but our relationship used to not be this good. Growing up as a child, it was wonderful. I had a perfect little family. My parents, they loved each other very much. They were very close. I had a great example of a healthy marriage, and I had a sibling that me and him, we got along great, and we do now. So, when they found out that I was gay, they took it very, very hard, a lot harder than I thought they would have. So, I was kind of shocked a little bit because growing up, y'all, my grandpa, he was a preacher, and I come from a long line of pastors. And, of course, in that area and, in that generation, they're taught that homosexuality is wrong. It's a sin. It will send you to hell. And that's all they ever heard. That's all they've ever heard their whole life and growing up, was that being gay is wrong. And it is a choice. And it is a choice you make, and you choose to sin. Y'all know what I'm saying. It's not something that you're not born that way. It's not something that, it's not something that you can help. And, they used to really bug me because of their point of view on that, y'all. And then based off mine, in my eyes, I couldn't help it. I didn't choose that. That really set us, it put a big barrier between us. And, there was a wall up for years. I was very angry with them. And I think they were with me too, to an extent. But we just never really talked about it much. But, when I came out, it was kind of sad because I felt like at the time that I lost my whole family because things took such a big turn, such a drastic change from what I had spent my whole life knowing. And, at 17 years old, hell, I was still just a kid. Even at that age, you think you're grown, but you're really not. I look back and it's like I was just basically just a kid. So, a kid my age going through that, you're still learning about life, still learning about yourself, your brain, personality, everything is still developing. So, going through that at such a young age, and I feel like I had nobody to talk to, that led to a lot of problems later on in life. I internalized a lot, and I feel like I just had no one to talk to. And, if any of y'all come from the kind of background that I did, I understand, and I really do. I feel sorry for you because it is hard. And, me sitting here talking about how the way my parents and family acted, y'all gonna make a judgment, of course, thinking, oh, they're awful people. Oh, you should cut them off. They're toxic. But it's not like that. They were such wonderful people growing up, and I loved them so much. And, so this really was a big deal to them. For me, to them, I turned my back on them because I did something that I was taught was wrong and, taught that was sinful. And, that's just, they just look at it as, hey, Dylan, you chose this and, you don't love us anymore and this is the consequences. And I think a lot of it, y'all, that they kind of would a little harder on me at times because I think they wanted me to change, and they felt like, if they get stricter or, if they're a little harder on me, that I would, just decide I didn't want to be gay anymore. And, it's been years since all that happened. It's like 11, 12 years. And, over time, they got better. We went through, sometimes they would get better, and then sometimes we'd be right back where we started. It just depends on what situations arose. And my parents, I never could bring anybody around when I was younger. And it was hard to maintain a romantic relationship like that because, the people that I dated, I was lucky enough that their families were totally okay with it. They were totally accepting. And so, and my family was not. And so the result of that is, whoever I was dating at the time, we had to do everything with, their family. And they could never do anything with mine. They never met anybody. And, and a lot of people don't want to be in a relationship like that. They want to be able to be involved with their partner's family and be on, good standing with them and get along and have a relationship with their in-laws, because I wanted that too. I mean, that's one thing that I liked about my relationships was, I had my boyfriend's parents. They were absolutely great. And in my heart, mine were amazing too. They were great. That's why it bothered me so bad that, I couldn't take anybody around them, because in my eyes and in my heart, I love them, still so much, that they are wonderful. And this is not who, it's not who they are as people. They're just, I just knew they were going through a hard time with it. But, as life went on, y'all, I never gave up on them. We took time away from each other for a while when I moved off to St. Louis and I got married. And so I was gone about 3 years. And that right there was honestly the best thing that really happened to our relationship, because when I came back, it's like that 3 years of being apart, I mean, it really done something for both of us, because we were so glad to see each other. And, I never, even when I was away, I would still stay in contact with them. I would text them, call them, let them know how life was going. I never not one time turned my back on them, because I knew in my heart they would get past it one day. And, I've read a lot of people's stories and heard a lot of stories on YouTube about people that come from the same background that I do. And, their parents and family give the same reaction, and they just completely turn their back on their parents because they don't agree with them right on the spot. Yes, I know it's hard. I know it sucks, and it is very hurtful, and it will piss you off to your core. But, at the same time, you have to understand that generation is different than our generation. They come from a completely different place, a different time period, a lot more a conservative time period. And so, things were not the same back then. And, that's what they know in their brain. That is what they were raised knowing. And to them, that's how the world works. And, you're not going to change anybody's point of view by cutting them off or by turning your back on them, especially your parents. You get one set of parents. And, I know not every set of parents is wonderful, and there's some people out there that are bad. But if you get the opportunity to, really try to nourish your relationship with your parents, because one day they will be gone. And that's something that I really came to realize when I got older, and it scared the shit out of me, because I was like, I am taking so much of this for granted. Like, I have a mom and a dad. They're alive. They're healthy. They raised me very well. And, I don't want to go through life, being angry and bitter towards them. And then one day, because I know deep in my heart, the day if they died, I would have spent the rest of my life regretting not, sticking around with them and still trying to maintain a relationship, because deep down, I did love them. I do love them, always will love them. And so, I'm glad I stuck around. I'm glad I didn't give up, because I don't think you're supposed to give up easily on people that you love, whether it be your family, your children, your spouse. If you really love someone and you really care about them, you will try to see things from their perspective and try to work things out, instead of just being angry and pissed off and just turning away from them, because you're never ever gonna have a relationship really with people if you do that, because the people that hurt us are usually the ones we love the most. And I don't think as people we're meant to go through our life, terrified of everybody, that, oh, such and such is gonna hurt me, and then, are just scared to have any kind of intimate relationship with someone, because people are like, we're a social species. I mean, we're meant to be around other people. That's how we function the best. We're not made to be alone and, with a wall up and, to be scared to interact with other people. So, guys, if y'all come from a background like that, if your family reacted the same, I completely understand. You really just have to give it time. Don't give up on them immediately. I know it may hurt. I know you may be angry as hell, and you will be. That's completely normal. And, your family may be in denial. They may be angry at you, but give it time. Don't let your emotions really just get the best of you in the beginning, because that can very easily happen, and things can get said that are very hurtful. So, you know, try to watch your anger, and, you know, most importantly, just always remember deep down how much you love them, how much you care about them, and just think about the future. You know, if you were to able to work through this, how wonderful the relationship would be. So guys, I appreciate y'all watching my video today. I will be back probably tomorrow or probably the day after that. I don't know yet. Just my work schedule's been wild, so it's, you know, it's been kind of hard to get some videos in. But anyways, guys, I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers, so thank y'all so much. All right, I'll see you. Bye.